Hello, it's me, Donita, and I'm finally checking again. And I can talk. I'm finally checking in again. So today is May 31st, 2017. And just in case you're not familiar with my story, I had a full gastric bypass on December 2nd, 2014, which in 2 days I will be celebrating my 2 years and 6 months since surgery. So, yeah, that's like supposed to be amazing, I'm sure. So, it really has flown by. It doesn't feel like it should be, um, like it's flown by. Yeah, I'll say that. So, but yeah, so, um, for those who don't know my story, I guess I should update you on my numbers. I started out, my highest was 401 pounds, and I've lost 181 pounds, give or take. And what I mean by give or take is that the past month and a half, I've been going anywhere from, as far as what I weigh, 212 to 218, up and down, depending on if I'm on my period, depending on if I've had salt because I retain water really easy, and just depending on if I eat like crap for a week and then I have to be super strict the next week because I realize, oh, the scale creeped up a couple pounds. I needed to creep back down a couple pounds. So, yeah, that's that. So, just wanted to check in and go over some things. So, I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about the honeymoon phase after surgery. Everybody, I watched so many videos on weight loss surgery and I heard so many people talking about the honeymoon phase, and it went in one ear and kind of went out the other, and I really didn't pay. I heard people saying it and talking about it, but I didn't pay it much mind. Like I just didn't pay it much mind. I thought, why is that? Why don't we pay that much mind? I heard people saying things like, I wish I would have taken the honeymoon phase a little more serious because, everything's going to come to a screeching halt. And I thought, I'm losing. It's not going to come to a screeching halt. Yeah. Yeah, right. So everybody knows before you have surgery, you have your liquid diet. And you feel like you're going to die. You feel like you're not going to be able to get through your liquid diet. You feel like you're never going to get to eat your favorite foods again. And I mean, honestly, it was so hard to stick to the liquid diet before surgery. I struggled so much, and I remember just crying and being an emotional mess because I kept thinking, how in the world am I ever going to do this? Maybe weight loss surgery is not for me because I can't even do the liquid diet before surgery, right? You have surgery, you come out of surgery, and you barely can get anything in you, right? So you go from that to this, and it's like quite the extreme. So, you're getting the little ounces of water in, and you're trying to get your liquids in and be super good. And then you can't wait until you get to just eat some soft food, Jello and pudding and all this soft stuff that you're allowed to have eventually. And because you're not able to eat much, you're losing so fast. I mean, I bet you if I go back and look, I lost the majority of my weight the first 3 to 6 months. I know I did. I know I did. Yeah, I definitely did. So, I'm sorry, I'm drinking coffee. You're just going to forgive me, and I probably will regret it because it's already night, and that's what I do. My whole point about the honeymoon phase is I made a promise to myself, and anybody who's watched my videos knows I promised myself that I would never have pop again, or soda, whatever you call it, even diet, never again. And so since surgery and my pre-diet, I have kept that rule to myself. I don't drink pop. I don't drink soda. Another rule I had made to myself was I will never touch Frappuccinos again from Starbucks because it's just like a glorified coffee milkshake that was doing me a lot of damage, and it was definitely part of my problem was consuming beverages and calories before surgery. So those two promises I made myself, and I kept them. To this day, I have not had either. Now, but what I don't understand is why I didn't make other promises to myself. Why did I make other rules to myself? Why didn't I say cookies were off limits forever and chips were off limits forever? Like, why didn't I set a little more? I wish I would have, because what happens is you eventually can start eating whatever you want, and not whatever you want, but I mean, for me, I would get nauseous if I ate something sweet or with sugar, but I would be able to, I'd be nauseous for an hour and then it would go away. I'm to the point now, I don't get nauseous if I eat something sweet. And so I'm 2 years and 6 months out. I wish I would have set more guidelines for the honeymoon phase. I wish I would have taken it more serious because I genuinely believe that I should be under 200 pounds by now. And I only have myself to blame for this. It's something that I beat myself up over every stinking day. The past month and 2 months has been really hard. It's been so hard to stick to the rules. And so I'm going to get back to some basics. I'm going to have to get back to some basics because I'm scared, these 2-3 pounds that I go up and down. I'm scared one of these times I'm going to go up and I'm not going to come back down because I'm making such bad choices. And then I'm going to just continue to gain 2 pounds here and there, which will eventually put me at a number that I would be scared to be at again. I don't want to gain weight ever. I want to lose. So yeah, my whole point in all that is I wish I would have taken the honeymoon phase serious. I wish I would have done more to get the weight off. I wish I wouldn't have ate a chip or two here, because what happens is when you do that, then you want those things. I can genuinely say now, I do not crave a pop. I don't want a soda. I don't want to go to Starbucks. I mean, for a split second, I might want a Frappuccino, but I get coffee and tea, and I just know that I'm not allowed to do it now. So I don't. But I don't have the same rules for like a potato chip or a cookie. I don't have the same rules. I will eat a cookie. I will eat a potato chip. I will eat things that I shouldn't. Now, it's not in the excess that it was prior to surgery, but it's still foods that I think as a weight loss patient, I shouldn't be dabbling in that. Maybe some people can get away with it and it doesn't mess with them, but I can't. I am a food addict. I will always be a food addict. I need to face this. It's just getting really hard, guys. It's so hard right now to tell myself no. So my goal is, if I don't eat that stuff and I cut it out, then maybe I won't crave it. Pray for me. That's all I know to say is pray for me, because I need it right now. So I'm going to talk about real briefly just some things that I've noticed that are not safe in my house. Okay? So common sense things are not safe in my house. The things that you should know don't belong. Candy bars. Duh. Candy bars should not be in my house. They're not safe in my house. Chips and donuts and Doritos and those types of foods, like, it's common sense. Don't bring them in your house. So some other foods that you would think would be okay to bring in your house, I can't. To give you would think they're healthy choices, but for me, I can't do them. It's not that I can't do them, but I'll explain. Nuts. If I want nuts, I need to go get a single serving at a gas station. I don't get a big container, or because I've learned I can't just eat a serving of nuts. I'll end up eating more than a serving, which will then put me over my calories to lose, which is why I'm maintaining only or gaining a little bit here and there and back down. Granola bars. You would think granola bars might be a healthy choice depending on what kind you get. No, I can't have granola bars in my house because I may not eat just one. I may eat two because those are like bingey foods for me. Peanut butter. You would think peanut butter is a healthy choice, and it is. Um, it's not necessarily always safe in my house. Peanut butter isn't. Yeah, it's not. Some foods that I can't have in my house that are just bread. Bread's safe in my house if I don't have butter. That's so stupid. I'm not going to touch the bread if I don't have butter in the house. But if I have butter and bread, the grilled cheese is calling my name like nobody's business because it used to be one of my comfort foods. So I can't do bread and butter in my house at the same time. Butter should be an okay option. I'm not saying that it's not for anybody, but if I have those two things in my house, it's going to wreck and mess with me. Sugar, flour, don't want it in my house. Jellies, jams, honey. Honey should be an okay choice for some people. It's not safe in my house. I don't do honey. Some cereals are not safe in my house. I will grab a handful and eat it out of my hand. No. So I'm going to go ahead and try to just get back to some basics. And my son gets married in November, which is about 5 months away. I want to see 199. I would like to see 199, and it seems like that wouldn't be much of a goal or much of because I'm not losing, it seems like a forever goal. How can you lose 180 pounds and then 20 pounds or 15 pounds seems like such a big number, but it does now. It does because the honeymoon phase is over, and now it's difficult for me to lose. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some rules of things I'm going to do. I am going to drink more water. I don't drink enough water. I know I don't drink enough water. I'm going to do that. Add more water. I am going to replace sometimes my coffee and my tea with green tea because it's supposed to be healthy, have great benefits, and I love green tea. I'm not going to add any sugar or sweetener to it. I might do stevia or something like that, but nothing with calories. So more water, drink green tea, no junk food. Number 3 is no junk food. I'm going to do my very best not to eat a potato chip because if I eat one, then I'll want 5 and then I'll want 6. So the goal is just to cut it out I need it out. Increase my protein. I need to go back to being protein based and focusing on protein. I'm going to do that, focusing on protein mostly only because what happens is what I've been doing lately, and I've noticed it, I will want a potato chip instead of my protein. But if I would eat my protein first, I wouldn't have room for the potato chip, or I wouldn't be starving to the point where I want a potato chip. So protein first, back to basics, more exercise. It's getting nice out. So today I went walking and jogging, and I wouldn't call it running because I kind of like do a walk, jog, which is great because I never used to be able to do that. So that's a good thing, but I don't do it enough, and I don't put enough exercise work. I need to do that. So less food. It's common sense to lose weight. You need to eat less food. So sometimes I do think I'm eating more than I should be. No, I'm not eating like I used to, but I don't have to. I don't have to eat like I used to in order to gain weight or not to lose. So I need to eat less food. I should go to bed hungry, and I'm not doing that. I'm going to kind of make that a rule of mine to go to bed hungry. I know Bob Harper speaks a lot. Is that his name? From Biggest Loser. He speaks a lot about going to bed hungry, and I need to do that. Some of the foods that I won't binge on that I'm going to make sure I have near is eggs, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. Those are not binge foods for me. Those are not foods that I would eat in excess. Black beans, brown rice, I wouldn't eat that in excess. Sweet potatoes, oats. Oats is a dangerous one for me if I have peanut butter in the house because it's that thing again. But oats should be a good food to eat, but sometimes it's not for me. Sometimes it sets me off. It's a trigger. if I put anything in it that I shouldn't, like honey or brown sugar. Nope. Nope. Almonds and cashews and peanut butter are great choices, but like I said before, those are things that I would need to incorporate if I'm going to get a single serving at a gas station or a convenience store. I don't want a big container in my house. Sardines, I love sardines, so much protein. Anchovies, I love anchovies. I remember literally when I first got out of surgery, like 6, 7 months down the road, I would have a can of anchovies for dinner. That was my dinner, or sardines. That's all I had. Now I would starve if that's all I had. I'm hungry a lot. I hate being hungry. I want my restriction back so bad. I want my restriction back so bad, but it's just not. Tuna, salmon, chicken, ground beef, ground chicken, tilapia. Yeah. So these are some things that I'm going to do to try to do better. And I just wanted to check in with you guys. I didn't step on the scale this week. Yeah. Oh. That's what I was going to say. I don't want to. I felt like when I started focusing on calories, I started doing bad. I started to do worse because if I'm focused on the rules of the surgery and I'm avoiding the foods that I should be avoiding and I'm doing protein first, I don't know that I should need to count calories. When I get so focused on calorie counting, it's like I give myself permission to eat something bad as long as it's within my calories. I don't want to do that. I need to get away from that. Yeah, it's really hard, guys. Anyone who's considering surgery, please make sure you're in a great mind space for it and you're really ready to be committed, because I promise you, and I'm not giving myself any credit here because this is hard, and I'm not cutting for anybody who has gained weight back because it is so hard. I know so many people who's had this surgery, and I know so many people that come up to me and say, I know everybody I know that's had the surgery gained the weight back. And it's almost like people are just waiting for you to gain the weight back, at work or family. Even if they aren't thinking it, you think they're thinking it, because you're just like, they think I'm going to get fat again. Yeah. It's caused some battles between my husband and I. For example, and I love my husband, our marriage is good, I'm not saying any of that. But what I'm saying is that yesterday, he has a habit. He's got a sweet tooth, and he picked up 6 no bake cookies, which are his favorite. They're not even my favorite. But he brought them in my house, or he brings them in the car, and they're where I know they are. And I just said to him, I feel like you're not being sensitive enough to me. You see that I'm battling this mentally every day. You see what a battle this is for me. You've never really gotten on board eating healthy with me since I've had surgery. And I feel like I'm getting to a place now that if everybody doesn't get on board in my house, I'm going to slip back. Like, I feel like this 2.5 year mark is so crucial. I feel like it's like, now or never. I feel like I need to get my crap together. I need to do all the things that I promised myself that I would do. All the rules that my surgeon gave me, I need to be applying them every day. This is not the time to go back to my old thinking. This is not the time to give myself permission to, oh, you've lost so much weight. See, this is what I do. Oh, you've lost so much weight. It won't hurt you to have some chips. Oh, it won't hurt you to have a cookie. You're not going to gain the weight back because you haven't eaten that much today. So go ahead and eat it. I do that. I justify why I can have a cookie or a Dorito. I'm over it. I'm just over it today. I'm frustrated with myself that I've let myself nibble and touch things that I shouldn't. And it's just really put me in a place where I know that I'm not losing weight because of me. And I cannot stress enough how hard it is getting at this point after surgery. I don't know if the 2.5 year mark is hard for everybody, or if it's just hard for me. I know it's hard for everybody eventually, but I'm saying specifically the 2.5 year mark. Like, it's like slapping me in the face, really. The reality of how real things are getting. It's just slapping me. And I'm a fighter. I think I'm a fighter. I am ready for this fight. I'm ready for the fight. I'm ready to. I didn't go through all of this. I'm not going to get emotional. I didn't go through all of this just to be stagnant, to compromise, to be mediocre. I went through this. Somebody said to me recently, you said you did this to be healthy. Why are you focused on getting under 200 pounds if you're off all your medicine and you're healthy? I feel like for me, I feel like for me, I need to get to 199. I need to see Wonderland on this scale. If I stay there, okay. If I go 5 pounds over, I mean, I don't know what the future holds, but I feel like I need to see it. It's been so long since I've seen it. I want it so bad, but obviously I haven't wanted it bad enough to tell myself no to certain things and to move my butt and to do the right things. So I just wanted to check in with you guys just to let you guys know that I'm struggling mentally. I'm struggling in all the areas that I just mentioned. I'm going to more water. I'm going to replace some of my coffee and my black tea with green tea. No junk. Oh God, that one I can't stress enough. Increase protein. Protein first. Protein first. More exercise. I I cannot get myself to love exercise. I can't get myself to fall in love with exercise. I don't feel like I'm ever going to be one of those people that are just like addicted to working out. I want to be that person. I do, but I'm not her. I'm not her. Less food, go to bed hungry. Less food, go to bed hungry. The nighttime, I can go all day and be perfect and do really well, and then I'll come home from work and I will eat something that will put me over my calories to lose weight that week. If you do that every night, and that's another thing that's been getting me in trouble is taking bites of people's food. You think I'll just take a bite, I'm fine. These bites, when you take enough of these bites in a day and in a week, maybe you're not sitting down and eating a whole meal, but depending on what you're biting, depending on what you're tasting, it can do some damage on your weight loss plans. I'm just telling you. So I'm going to try to tighten that all up, and I am going to try to check in with you guys. So I'm going to check in with you guys at least in a month. So I'm going to give it a month to see how I'm doing, if I see any difference in myself as far as the scale, as far as the way I feel, if these new rules are working for me. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.